What's up, you guys? This is Robert at Shy Bears Plus. You found me on YouTube. Go ahead and find me on Twitter at Shy Bears Plus. Go over there. Find me on the Instagram at Shy Bears Plus for the dankest commentary and the dankest memes that you'll ever see, ever. I also play some in the background for you. Be happy about it. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Club Dub. We're here to talk about the W. Bears Victory Tuesday. So crispy. You love to see it. Long day at work, but let's talk about some Bears. Because we're working hard out there. So everyone, let's sit back, relax. Let's talk about this Bears 31, Redskins 15, blowout victory. I mean, in the first half, the blowout was a lot bigger than it looked at that final score. Yet, the final score wasn't as big as of a blowout as it actually looked at the end. With the Bears scored a little bit late there, and they were just about to give up another touchdown before they did that. So anyway, we'll get into all that stuff later, but it was closer than it looked in the beginning. It wasn't as close as it looked. So first of all, as I was kind of looking at some information on here, I just want to say, what's the opposite of a shout out? Shout down to ESPN, NFL, Yahoo. Like, how hard is it to go look for a box score and find out who had a forced fumble and fumble recoveries and all that stuff just to get my stats right? I go to 3 websites, and they'll give me a bunch of highlights and pretty colors and stuff like that, and all these little icons and all these things to click on, and then my box score is like that big on the page, dude. Box score. I click a box score for stats. So you guys suck, trash. Anyway, moving on. Obviously, the most polarizing athlete in Chicago currently is Money Mitch Trubisky, or as I like to call him, the president of Monday Night Football, as I did in the meme. Somehow I knew that things were going to be all right, and got a little cocky with my memery. So, yeah, 25 for 31, 3 touchdowns and an interception. I guess the interception was a miscommunication. He thought he was going back shoulder. A-Rob thought they were going for the fade. I guess these things happened. You don't want them to happen on the goal line. That's bad for business. It looked bad, and it was bad. It was crap. And I'll be the first one to say it. It was crap. It was a bad timing. Everything was bad about it. Suck. Otherwise, I mean, the dude played with it himself and operated the offense. I always felt like this kid was going to turn into like a Drew Brees with better feet, better wheels, not like so much footwork. But if he could clean up his footwork, a guy who just distributes the ball. Doesn't have the Mahomes arm, things like that. But who cares? Drew Brees didn't need it. Neither did Tom Brady, and they're going to be Hall of Famers. Anyway, speaking of Mahomes, if you think that Mahomes and Watson are better than Trubisky, that's fine. They might be. They might be. But what good is it going to do you all season bitching about it? Okay, maybe Pace and Nagy made a mistake. You are going to ruin your season of great football, of Bears winning, of Mitch playing well, because you are hung up on Pace traded up for 2 other guys that are going to be pretty good. I mean, Watson's be pretty good. Mahomes looks like he's going to be a Hall of Famer, and they're both in really good situations. Things could have turned out differently for everybody, but they knew that they were getting a project. So my decision, I'm not saying that he's great. I'm not saying he's going to be great. I'm saying I'm just going to watch this year and see what happens. No decisions have to be made at the end of the year anyway. No one has to decide right now. But people are miserable. They make me miserable talking about what a bust Mitch Trubisky is. Like, get out of here. What's going to change in the next 4 months about the selection and the order of these quarterbacks? And who cares if we win the Super Bowl anyway? Lots of people draft a quarterback in the first round, and they aren't even their starter anymore. So, why do you even care? I just don't understand it. I'll tell you who doesn't care. Nagy and Pace, they took him knowing there's a project, and they don't give one single care or one single cavallari how you feel. They don't care. They don't cavallari, bro. They don't care what you feel about it. They're going to write out this contract, and they're going to try to develop him because they had a hunch, and they felt good about him. And he still might end up good. And let's be honest, how much great quarterback play has the average Chicago Bears fan actually seen in their life to know what they're even looking at? So I don't really care what people say. And I don't know either. I'm just going to write this out and try not to have a miserable life. How about that? As a matter of fact, bad quarterback play just might be some sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. And what I mean by that is there's been lots of quarterbacks come through town. There's been one thing that's been constant. It hasn't been the quarterback. It's been you, Chicago Bear fan. Maybe you're the problem. You chase everybody out of town after a year and a half. I mean, some people needed to go. Like, so you were right on some of them. But, you know, like a little stability wouldn't hurt. You chase every coordinator, coach, and quarterback out of town. You know, maybe you're a part of the problem. Like, if Mitch wasn't mentally sound and he would have listened to the noise the last 2 weeks, you might have burned him out. You know what? So it is what it is. And maybe none of this has anything to do with anything, but that's why you come here to Shybears Plus. Just an opinion. If you don't like it, make sure you hit the thumbs down because it's still an interaction. Anyway, boom! I guess next is Nagy. Better. Bro, that's better. You still need to run the ball more. I think that taking the pressure off of Trubisky and doing things that have worked in the past was extremely helpful. Like with your motions, your jet sweeps, trying to keep these defensive honest and the short passing plays, things that have worked in the past when we were good, you did. But you're always right on the crust, but not running the ball enough. You just can't do the bail. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. But yeah, so they ran the ball 22 times. They passed 31 times. Probably 7 of those runs were in the last drive when they actually powered up and ran the ball with a real running formation and not just playing around with it. They actually tried to run the ball, and they were very successful. But anyway, so if that drive didn't happen, it might have been something like 31 pass and 15 runs. Probably not good enough, to be honest. I mean, I don't want Mitch Trubisky passing the ball 60 times in a game. Assume that he's not good until he proves that he is. Let's not overdo it. And I'm not going to sit here and complain about short passes and whether that means he's good or not. I know that was a fire, money, crispy touchdown pass to Turbo down the sidelines, the deep one. They got overturned and back into our favor. I mean, the guy shows glimpses, and I don't care that, sorry, I get on this tangent, but every single time he overthrows somebody or makes one bad throw, I watch Red Zone all day on Sunday, and I watch quarterbacks overthrow people every once in a while or throw one in the dirt. It happens. Micromanaging it, not going to help. Stop driving yourself crazy. It's not good for anyone, and no one wants to hear it. And no one wants to hear your two-bit opinion on quarterback play and Trubisky or whatever. But you want to hear mine. That's why you're here. So thanks for stopping by. So crispy, love to see it. Anyway, back to Nagy. Like, sometimes just blow my mind. So we're in prevent, and we're trying to let them catch balls and stay in bounds and run clock. And then we come back around and we throw the ball like crazy and get a bunch of incompletions or whatnot. And that's not going to help run the clock out. If you think 20 is enough, you start running the ball. But you don't. So I just don't get it sometimes. Like 3rd and 4, and we pass deep to Miller. That's like your play call. I don't get it, man. Like, pick up the 4. You'll throw 5-yard hitches 16 times in a game, but when you need to run that play, you don't even run it. I just don't understand it. Like the feel sometimes, I just don't get it. Can we all just pitch in and get Matt Nagy an Xbox One and a Madden 20, and maybe we could, work on his feel for play calling and how to manage the clock. I don't know. Maybe leave me a comment who wants to start that GoFundMe. I'll pitch it out there. All right, that's enough of the offense. All right, Gabriel, great job. Hope your head's good. Hope you get back out there. I know you came out of the game, but you balled out, scored some touchdowns. Congratulations. Good job. I love to see it. Defense, Hicks, speaking of hope you get right. I saw you limping off the field with that knee, limping out. Brad Biggs takes a video of him leaving the tunnel, and he caught it online on Twitter and had something to say to him. It was pretty funny if you saw that interaction. Anyway, defense were the stars of the game, just like I said last video. It's a shame that the offense has retarded the good time feelings of how good this defense should be the story of your Chicago Bears. It's just so unfortunate, but everyone saw it. Everyone saw it on Monday Night Football. If Mitch is the president of Monday Night Football, then your Chicago Bears are like the Pentagon. They just get it done. The defense killed it. 4 sacks, 3 interceptions. Ha 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 ha. Clinton Dix. I don't know if you guys saw the breakout at the end of the game where they gave him the game ball, but they all got ha ha ha. It was tight. Anyway, trust me on that one. I don't have footage. And a touchdown. So crispy. You love to see it. Mac 2 sacks. What a baller. Unblockable. The guy's just unreal. If anybody has a name for like the peanut punch that Khalil Mack does as he's rushing the passer and just somehow smacks the ball out, I was calling it the Mac Smack. It needs to get some sort of a nickname, maybe even better than what I just thought of. And, and it needs to go out there and become a thing because it is a thing. How many times do you see it? It's like it happens every 3 games. He go ahead and gets a strip sack and a turnover. It's unreal. Kyle Fuller with the interception as well. So crispy, love to see it. Finally, when we needed it most, the Redskins were about to charge down the field on our weak prevent defense and probably get another score, maybe even make it like a close to a 1-score game if it was or was not. I'm pretty sure we're on that cusp right there. Danny T on the QB sneak knocks the ball out so crispy. You love to see it. Sealed the game for us. Danny, your leadership, man, and the knack for the ball. I love it, kid. I love it. Absolutely love it. God, I love doing these shows when we actually win. It's so good. Such a good time. Finally, let's wrap this thing up because I know that a lot of people like the Bears Corner love short videos. I get real sick and tired of the prevent defense. I'm not going to lie. Especially when we go to it like in the beginning of the third quarter. If you think 28's enough, make sure you run the ball on top of that. But I just don't get it. That's the second half of the fourth quarter. I don't want to run into another Buffalo Bills game or a Miami Dolphins game where you get so worn out because instead of getting off of the field in 2 series or 3 plays because you're aggressive and you use your energy to go get the ball or shut them down, no, you use your energy dropping back into coverage and chasing people around for 2 quarters. You wonder why you almost cough out the game. People get exhausted. You could run 3 plays in 15 yards, get off the field, but no, you got to run 15 yards every single play for 10 plays for the next 6 series. What do you think's going to happen? So sick of it. I thought that was going to leave with Fangio. I thought that was like a real Fangio thing. Turns out we're going to be run by Pagangio. Pagangio's in here. What are we doing? Dude, play defense in the third quarter. So tired of it. So not crispy. Absolutely drives me completely insane. But, folks, that's all that I got. It's not all puppy dogs and ice cream every single day and every single line in here. But, man, I am so happy to be 2-1. We kept pace with the rest of the NFC North. It's going to be a tough division. And I said it before. It's going to be a bumpy ride all year. It's going to be a tough division. It's going to be so hard to win and get in the playoffs with the schedule in this division. And with an average offense, I mean, if we had a great offense, which we might turn into, but as of now, prepare yourself for a bumpy ride. But it's going to be a hell of a ride. And I think that we're going to end up making a deep run. This is a playoff team. Make sure you like the video, hit that like, leave a comment, a crispy comment so I can reply, so I can talk to the people out there. If you haven't subbed, I'm not sure what you are waiting for. And if you haven't tackled the bell so you don't miss any content, I still don't know what you're talking about and why you're doing it. Just do it, folks. Thank you so much. Follow me on Twitter, @ShyBearsPlus, and on Instagram. We went to Club Dub.